went side by side into turn 3 now, still door handle to door handle. Let's see.
Henriksen has the run on the inside coming out of turn 2. Give third place to the number 0, Scott Lucas.
Amish Outlaw. Hold on. NASCAR driver Jeremy Mayfield.
It's a win-win for everybody with these type of cars, and we're not spending a ton of money to race them.
Welcome everybody to gorgeous Carteret County Speedway in Swansboro, North Carolina. I am Joshua Weatherman, and this is the Grand National Super Series presented by Engineered Components Company. This is Twin 50 Lapper number 1 of 2 for tonight. A beautiful sunset going on in the background as we'll go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup for the first Twin 50 Lapper. Joe Wilder coming back to the Grand National Super Series for the first time in a while. Will start up front after the invert, and A.J. Henriksen in the number 46, a multi-time winner here at Carteret County, will start second. Starting third will be Chris Burns in the number 18, hometown hero, just had a child. Couldn't be a happier man right now unless he visits Victory Lane tonight. And alongside him will be the number 23 of Chrissy Wallace, once again joining us in the Grand National Super Series for D2 Motorsports. Row 3, defending champion Jeremy Mayfield in the number 19, our fastest qualifier, Chalou Performance LLC Pole Award winner, and Brandon Kinzer in the number 81, a newcomer dirt racer coming to the Grand National Super Series, was originally going to start on the pole after the invert, but has decided to keep his 6th place starting position. In row 4, Isaiah Hogan in the number 54, and Walter Bercora joining us once again in the number 9. And rounding out the field is Super Dave Hutchinson in the number 62. A strong field of competitors here at Carteret County Speedway, the second to last event of the 2025 season. The last time we were here, Chris Burns put on a great performance in the blue number 75 Bob Shack Motorsports machine, now in the white number 18. Looking for redemption after an up and down year. What better way to do it than at your home track? But to do it, he'll have to get through the number 46 of A.J. Henriksen and the number 42 of Joe Wilder. Wilder reuniting with that Mopar Mafia team, Jody Cash. And then Chrissy Wallace there starting in 4th. Glad that she has joined us once again in the Grand National Super Series as we are doubled up, ready to go on the beautiful North Carolina coastline. Mopar Mafia Racing, ECC Motorsports on the front row, Joe Wilder and A.J. Henriksen out of turn number 4. We are green for Grand National Super Series action at Carteret County. Wilder with the early advantage. The bottom is where you want to be here at Carteret County, but right as I say that, A.J. Henriksen making that outside work. Chris Burns thinking about 3 wide, not going to work right now, thinking better of it as they're still side by side for the lead, completing lap 1. Henriksen doing the unthinkable here at Carteret County Speedway, holding that outside lane and making it work. He will clear for the lead. Now Joe Wilder will have to defend against Chris Burns in the 18. Henriksen not completely clear. Wilder keeping the heat on the number 46 machine. Now Henriksen will finally completely clear out of turn number 2. A.J. Henriksen, 4 wins here at Carteret County Speedway in Grand National Super Series competition. Can he make it 5 or 6 tonight? You see Joe Wilder behind, Chris Burns, Chrissy Wallace running in 4th, Jeremy Mayfield completing our top 5. As always, there will be a lap 20 competition caution. You see that huge dip coming out of turn number 2. A lot of drivers talked about that earlier today when I was in the pits. Very challenging racetrack to get a hold of. It looks smooth as butter, but it is rough as sandpaper here at Carteret County Speedway. You have to almost hit that inside wall to straddle the line to get a fast lap time here at Carteret County. So a very, very technical racetrack, and right now A.J. Henriksen's got a great handful of it. Joe Wilder fastest that last time around. Now Henriksen will trade fast times with him. 17.884 to Wilder, 17.905. And then Chris Burns right behind with a 17.891. You see Jeremy Mayfield sneaking into the frame as well. You could almost put the top 5 under a blanket. Jeremy Mayfield, again, our fastest qualifier, Chalhoub Performance Pole Award winner. As Chris Burns now all over the back bumper of Joe Wilder. Joe Wilder, good to see him back with the Grand National Super Series. We got to catch up with him earlier today. Let's see where Joe Wilder's been and if he's going to stay with us for the foreseeable future. Big smoke from the number 9 of Walter Pecora. That will put us, looks like, under caution here on lap 10. Caution here at lap 10. Looks as though Walter Pecora in the number 9 machine. Big smoke under the hood there on pit lane. Not at all what that racer wanted to see. Already made a few starts with us here in the Grand National Super Series. We apologize for the technical difficulties there with the Joe Wilder interview. We're going to try him one more time here. We got to catch up with Joe Wilder about he and how Cash Motorsports got reunited and if he's going to stay with the Grand National Super Series for the foreseeable future. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Joe Wilder, though, reuniting with Jody Cash. Got a call earlier a few weeks ago. Hoping to stay in this number 42 machine for the foreseeable future. Maybe a full 2026 schedule abound for this team and Joe Wilder. But what is confirmed is he will be at Dominion Raceway as well as here, Carteret County Speedway. Right now, running in second right behind A.J. Henriksen in the number 46. You just hate to see that for the number 9 of Walter Pecora, getting his bearings under him with that number 9 machine. Has had a handful of issues with it, and as you see, it has all come to blow here at Carteret County Speedway. So a very tough break for that team. Hope to see them back at Dominion, and hopefully with way better luck than what they. As A.J. Henriksen again continues the lead here at Carteret County Speedway, one of his favorite tracks. Not sure how much fluid was laid down on this track surface, but we'll pace here and try to get it as safe as possible for these Grand National Super Series competitors. As a beautiful, beautiful night here in Swansboro, North Carolina. Just absolutely gorgeous weather, perfect weather for short track racing and the Grand National Super Series. This track has really become a staple of our schedule. Every year we visit Carteret County Speedway. The fans love it. The drivers love it. I love it. We all love it here at Carteret County Speedway. As you see the flagman there, the frilled up flag, we are getting ready to go back racing here at Carteret County Speedway. And it looks as though AJ Henriksen will take the outside lane for the restart. A bold move for that number 46 machine. He made it work on the initial start, though. We'll see if he can do it again. Joe Wilder licking his chops, hungry on the inside. Wilder and Henriksen on the front row. Henriksen, your leader. Wilder stumbles a bit there on the restart. Henriksen with the jump going into turn number 1, but they're still side by side heading off on the backstretch. Side by side behind as well with Chrissy Wallace and Chris Burns, but look at Joe Wilder showing some muscle off of turn number 4. He'll clear for the lead. Not so fast though, right when I say that. AJ Henriksen right back up to the door of that Dodge. Side by side, 2 rows deep here at Carteret County Speedway. Henriksen holding the high ground on the outside, like a thorn in Wilder's side. But Wilder not going away as well on the inside. Give AJ Henriksen the lead now coming into turn number 3. Henriksen still straddling that top lane, a little contact behind between Burns and Wallace. But all eyes are on this vicious battle for the lead between AJ Henriksen and Joe Wilder. Henriksen now will clear completely. Now it's Chris Burns who tries to look underneath the number 42 machine. The exit speed of Joe Wilder, though, is just outstanding there off of turn number 4. But Chris Burns, a little contact there between Wilder and Burns. Burns hungry to get the victory lane in his home track. Wilder moves up the track. Burns takes advantage and burns to second. Now Chrissy Wallace underneath Wilder. Not what Wilder wanted to see. Almost like a conveyor belt of sorts. D2 Motorsports teammate Jeremy Mayfield right in her tire tracks. As now Chris Burns all over AJ Henriksen for the lead. White ECC cars going at it for the top spot at Carteret County. Chris Burns will take the lead on the backstretch, almost as though AJ Henriksen may have let him have it for the time being, as we're only on lap 15, still 35 laps to go in this affair. As we will have a competition caution coming in 4 laps. Joe Wilder holding strong on to the 3rd position. Chrissy Wallace trying to keep the heat in the fire on Joe Wilder, but right now she has to deal with teammate Jeremy Mayfield, just as we saw last week at Franklin County Speedway. Jeremy running almost the identical line as his teammate Chrissy Wallace, and Chrissy's 2nd ever Grand National Super Series outing. As they encounter some lap traffic there, Super Dave Hutchinson in the number 62 up high. No issues there as we are 1 lap away from our competition caution on lap 20. Jeremy Mayfield turning the wick up just a little bit there off of turn number 2. But it's still all Chrissy Wallace holding down the hatch on 4th position. As now Jeremy Mayfield will make the move on the back straightaway. Chrissy Wallace will concede. Now she's behind the number 19 of Jeremy Mayfield. Give Jeremy Mayfield the 4th position. Jeremy Mayfield now right in the tire tracks of Joe Wilder. Now Jeremy Mayfield underneath the number 42. Move Jeremy Mayfield into the top 3 as the laps tick down at Carteret. Was expecting a competition caution here on lap 20, but maybe our race director Joe Staples deemed that since Walter Procora's caution was a little bit close to the lap 20 mark, maybe we will not have a competition caution for this race as we work lap 24 here at Carteret County. That's great news for Chris Burns as he has already went out to a 3.2 second lead here at his home track. Now Jeremy Mayfield, though, like a hot knife through butter, climbing through the field, now by A.J. Henriksen, setting his sights on leader Chris Burns. "25 down, 25 laps to go, and Jeremy Mayfield is going to need all 25 to try to catch up to the number 18 of Chris Burns. A.J. Henriksen right in the number 19's mirror, trying to follow him as well. Chris Burns trying to replicate what he did here just nearly a year ago, climbing the victory lane in the first 50-lap feature last year for Bob Shack Motorsports. Now in a different machine, the number 18 white ECC machine. Looking to see if he can recapture that magic as a brand new father. What better way to celebrate than in Carteret County Speedway victory lane? Chris Burns now coming to complete lap 29. And you see just how big that gap is between Chris Burns and Jeremy Mayfield. Nearly a country mile separate the number 18 and 19, but Jeremy Mayfield is slicing into that deficit just a bit. 2.6 seconds back that last lap. 2.6 now turns into 2.3. Jeremy Mayfield is making hay in second position. Don't give it to Chris Burns just yet, as the fat lady has not sung. You see Jeremy Mayfield still making up ground, now 2.2 seconds behind. Now Joe Wilder and Chrissy Wallace going to battle for the fourth position. Joe Wilder looking to have a top 5 run in his first race back in the GNSS. Chrissy Wallace looking to continue her great performances in that 23 D2 Motorsports machine. Nearly a little bit of contact there between Wilder and Wallace. Wallace backs off just a bit coming off of turn number 2. Again, that dip coming out of 2 will upset your car mightily. So I'm wondering maybe if that's happening to some of these machines. As Wallace now again knocking on Joe Wilder's door, he will not answer. As the gap now between Burns and Mayfield just 1.3, 16 laps to go. Can Mayfield break the gap as Wallace again all over the number 42 of Wilder? Wallace hungry for that fourth spot. Now 1.1 seconds separate Burns and Mayfield as Wallace underneath the 42. Wallace fighting her way to the bottom of Wilder. Sparks fly underneath those machines. Getting back into a race car for Chrissy Wallace, almost like riding a bike, as Jeremy Mayfield has now put it under a second for the lead. Can he get to Burns in time? Chrissy Wallace now with a big dive into turn number 3. Wilder with a little bit of contact. Wallace goes around. Wilder barely saves it as the caution will fly. "13 laps to go. Contact between Wallace and Wilder will bring out the yellow flag on lap 37. Not at all what those two drivers wanted to see. Wallace and Wilder having a heck of a battle for the fourth position. It unfortunately ends in a caution flag. As we'll go ahead and try to take a look at a replay here between Wallace and Wilder. You see heading into turn number 3, Wallace with a big run. Wilder tries to get back underneath, and just a little bit of contact made between Wallace and Wilder. I don't know how Wilder saved the car there in the aftermath. Just close quarters, short track racing. Joe Wilder may have misjudged it just a bit. As Wallace now will have to go to the tail end of the field as a part of that caution. That will change the complexion of this race mightily. Chris Burns from a nearly 4-second gap to under a second, and now we will be side by side. Chris Burns and Jeremy Mayfield, AJ Henriksen right there behind, looking to pick the bones. As Joe Wilder, it looks as though will drop to the back with Chrissy Wallace as well. Just unfortunate to see. Know that that's not what Joe Wilder wanted to do. It's very hard to maneuver across over here at Carteret County Speedway, and you see just how tricky it was right there. I'm sure Chrissy Wallace probably not going to see it that way. But right now, her teammate on the outside of Chris Burns. A shootout here at Carteret County Speedway as the pace truck heads down pit road. We will have one more lap. May have tricked me there, but I'm not going to admit it live on air. As Chris Burns and Jeremy Mayfield hold the front row. AJ Henriksen and Brandon Kinzer right behind. My producer's next to me laughing, but no laughing matter here as Burns and Mayfield side by side for the win. Almost a little contact before they get to the line. Green flag is out. Burns with a magnificent restart, but Jeremy Mayfield will slide in behind. AJ Henriksen now behind Mayfield trying to sneak under his quarter panel. That'll allow Chris Burns to maintain just a little bit of a gap coming to 13 laps to go. Can Chris Burns satisfy this hometown crowd? Can Jeremy Mayfield spoil the party and add yet another 2025 Grand National Super Series victory to his resume? Can AJ Henriksen come from 3rd to 1st and add a 5th Carteret County Speedway win to his collection? Jeremy Mayfield breathing down the back neck of Chris Burns in the number 18. Both of these guys have to be absolutely perfect around this 0.4 of a mile oval of Carteret County Speedway. What will you do for a win at the beach? A packed crowd here at Carteret County Speedway on Madhouse Night at the beach. 10 laps to go here at Carteret County Speedway, just 10 more circuits. And now AJ Henriksen has caught this battle. It is a 3-way tango for the top spot at Carteret. Chris Burns leading the line. Jeremy Mayfield sandwiched in 2nd. AJ Henriksen right there in 3rd. Jeremy Mayfield makes the move underneath Burns. Burns, though, will try to pinch him on the outside. It's not going to work. Jeremy Mayfield takes the lead as Burns is sideways. Burns will try to fight back behind, but it's Jeremy Mayfield already maintaining a big gap. AJ Henriksen will now go to work on the number 18. Seven more laps to go here at Carteret County. AJ Henriksen underneath the 18 of Chris Burns. Henriksen once again. That car coming back to life. Showing the speed that he's been saving. Still underneath the 18. All of this, though, is exactly what Jeremy Mayfield wants to see. These two battling side by side. Allowing him to maintain an even bigger gap. Already nearly a 2.2 second lead for Jeremy Mayfield. as they still battle side by side. Does Chris Burns or AJ Henriksen have anything in their back pocket to climb up the track to try to get Jeremy Mayfield for this win? Just 4 more laps. Henriksen a little tight there off of 2. You saw him wash up the racetrack, but it doesn't matter as he's right back in the fight. Now just 3 more laps around Carteret County Speedway. This would be Jeremy Mayfield's first ever victory at Carteret County, but the checkered flag still has not flown. You see the signal from the flagman, popsicle sticks in the air, 2 to go at Carteret. Mayfield having the season of a lifetime, leading the driver's points, leading the owner's points for G2 Motorsports. White flag out here at Carteret County. Biding his time. Pole award winner, and now coming off of turn number 4, race number 1, winner here at Carteret County Speedway, Jeremy Mayfield gets it done. Unbuckling the belts, AJ Henriksen in 3rd position. AJ, if we could get you to the front of the car, an up and down race for you for sure. First, I want to know, I've heard all these people talking before the race, you can't make the high line work. So how in the world did you, AJ Henriksen, make the high line work to your advantage there?
On cold tires, it was okay. Once everything got up to temperature, it was a little sketchy up there, but on cold tires for sure. But yeah, thank you, ECC, my mom and dad, my wife, of course. Great night. Could have maybe got to 2nd if I didn't want to rough up Chris too bad. I already chopped him off earlier in the race and messed up his fender, so I don't want to run into him again. So try to just finish it out there and hopefully be better in the 2nd one.
And what can you do secondly or differently in the 2nd race to climb up to the victory lane?
We're going to need to make some pretty good adjustments, get it turning a little better, but damn good car. We'll just make it a little bit better.
That's AJ Henriksen, your 3rd place finisher in the Twin 50-lap Grand National Super Series event. We'll go ahead as well and talk to hometown hero Chris Burns as he gets some pictures taken from his home brethren here at Carteret County Speedway. Chris Burns, I know it's not where you wanted to be. What more did you need to hold off the number 19 of Jeremy Mayfield?
I'm not exactly sure. We tried to save as much as we could. We were riding around like quarter throttle and, letting off at the flag stand. But I guess we just didn't save enough. We got right there around lap 30 and the right front just gave up. I don't know. We made a big swing at it, but we might not have won enough. So we're going to work on it and try to make it a little better for the 2nd race.
If you could get the victory lane in that 2nd race, how much would it mean to you and the newborn child?
Hey, anytime you can win, man, it's always great. So, none of them are promised, so we got to take them when we can get them. So
that's Chris Burns, hometown hero here at Carteret County Speedway, coming home with a 2nd place finish. Here's a guy that's visited victory lane numerous times in 2025. He gets it done once again. The number 19 of Jeremy Mayfield getting interviewed by the track PA here at Carteret County Speedway. His first ever victory here at Carteret County Speedway for Jeremy Mayfield. I know this is one he's wanted to check off of his bucket list for a long time. Finally gets it done tonight under the cold Swansboro sky. So Jeremy Mayfield taking the win here at Carteret County Speedway, getting the crowd pumped up. Jeremy Mayfield, you came up through the pack, looked as though you were saving a little bit. How does it feel to finally get your first victory here at Carteret County?
It feels good. You know, like I said, we were yesterday, we weren't that good, and we just kept working on the car and worked on it this morning, changed a bunch of stuff. And as the day went on, we kept getting better and better on older tires. And I thought, man, if we put new ones on, we should be really good. And we did. We sit on the pole and then were able to win the race. But Chris had a great car, had a great run, and I seen him starting to get a little tight, you know, and that's about when our car was really turning good. So my hat's off to them. They did a great job. He keeps getting better every week also, you know, and it's going to be tough. It's pretty tough competition between AJ and Chris and myself and several other cars here. It's getting closer every week. We got to get Chrissy up there a little bit better, but her car wasn't too good. We got to work on it now.
That's Jeremy Mayfield, your winner here at Carteret County Speedway for the first Twin 50-lap event. We will see you soon for the second Twin 50-lapper here after some local action at Carteret County Speedway. Until then, we'll see you next time on the GNSS.